All right, welcome to the Digisales Page Builder training. This is Edmund here, and this is going to be the first of a series of how to use the Page Builder to basically build your funnel and build new pages and even do your editing. And even though this is a powerful all-in-one page builder, even I have to admit that there are numerous features that it's going to be quite overwhelming if you attempt to learn all of them in one go. So what we're going to do throughout this entire training is to stick to the basics so that you can do 10% of the entire page builder features and accomplish 90% of what you want. So 90-10 rule. Okay. So, and I think that's a good news over here. You don't have to know everything to make this work. All right. So let's get started. First things first, assuming you are a brand new beginner, I'm not going to use any technical jargons whatsoever. And for the entire tutorial, I will attempt to rebuild one of my pages and use it as an example. Okay. Now, when you're logged into your Digisales account and your intention is that you want to build a website or build a page or build a funnel, first things first, all right, where do you have to go? So once you're logged into your Digisales account, go to the left menu. I'm going to increase the size a little bit. You want to scroll down to this thing called sites. Okay. And if your account is brand new, you're not going to see anything over here. And as time goes on, when you build more stuff, you're going to see more things over here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this thing called, you can create a new folder if you want. But since we are assuming we are brand new to this, we're just going to click on funnel right off the bat. Okay. Click on this top right here, new funnel. And you can see that we have three options: blank, build with AI, or templates. All right. Now, as a total beginner, I would advise we just build from scratch. Okay. If you want to consider building AI, it does work, by the way. My team and I have tried it before. It will build you a rudimentary website. Okay. If you want to save the trouble of building from scratch, but that means you won't have the opportunity to really learn how it works. Templates, I would advise you to use it when you know your basics. All right. So we're going to give it a funnel name. And in this case, I have a product or a website that I want to build. It's called literally Sales Funnel Blueprint. Okay. Or to be exact, PLR, because I'm selling the private label rights to this product. Okay. So I'm going to call it Sales Funnel Blueprint PLR. Don't worry, you can change the name later. And I'm going to click on create. All right. So we have created basically a funnel that is empty, has got nothing over here. And what you can do is that before you click on this button called add a new step, you can go to settings first, just to make sure we do a bit of configuration, right? So you got a name here. If you want to change the name, you can come here. Domain name, you will have to connect your domain name for you to see it over here. So for this account, I have this thing called digitalbusinessintensive.com, all right? So how do you add a domain name here will not be shown in this particular video because that would be a bit off topic, all right? But this could be shown in another video. All right. Next one, path. We can pretty much leave it alone. Fave icon. So what is fave icon? Basically, the icon that appears at the top of the browser in some browsers like Chrome, maybe Safari, and so on. Now, there's no hard and fast rule. If you want to add a fave icon over here, you can. I advise adding a small picture or icon will do. Maybe about there's no particular size nowadays. Maybe 144 times 144 pixel if you want, right? But I don't plan to add any fave icon today. We'll just leave it at that. All right. Now, next part. For those of you that are running Facebook ads or any other paid advertising like YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, maybe. So normally you'll be asked to add a Facebook pixel. All right. This for tracking purposes. This is where we add the pixel, but I don't have any to add today. I just want to show you that this is where we add the pixel. All right. So after that, if you have further tracking codes you want to add, it'll also be here. Next, I think the rest of this you can pretty much leave it alone. Yeah, especially this payment mode. We are going to be building a sales letter today, so yes, we want this to be live. Yeah, unless you just want to do some testing, like test payment, then be sure to come here and toggle this off. All right, if you want to do test payments. But for now, we're just going to make it live. All right. And as for the rest here, we can just leave it alone and we're going to click on save. Now, what we're going to do is that we are going to create our first page. Okay. So this is literally the first page. It's going to be a sales letter. In this case, we're going to give it a name. You can repeat the same name, all right? I'm just going to call it Sales Funnel Blueprint PLR. PLR stands for Private Label Rights, okay? The path here, now, if you don't put anything here, it will auto-generate its own, but I recommend we come up with something intuitive. So in this case, I like to just call it sales hyphen funnel hyphen blueprint hyphen PLR. So kind of like similar to the naming here, all right, but no spacing, all right. Import, yeah, we can skip that. We don't need it. Okay, click on create funnel step, and a blank page will be generated. All right. So you got this. Now, before we go and start editing this, right, there are two places you just want to check out, all right? There's this gearbox icon down here. Let's click on it. And this is kind of like similar to what we have named just now. And you might notice that there's some like numbers over here. Now, there's no hard and fast rule, but personally, I don't really like these additional numbers. If I can, I just want to backspace it and click update one more time, all right? Honestly, I do not know why those numbers were generated. I have not figured out why until today. Next one, you go to publishing, and you're gonna see that these numbers are generated again. So I'll just try to remove it if I can. All right. But I doubt that's gonna like really do anything. It's a bit of a gamble here. Sometimes those things really get removed, or it didn't get removed after all. Okay, fine. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. So basically, right, if anybody wants to visit this sales letter, this is the address. Okay. So sometimes if you are running Facebook ads, or you want to send people to your sales letter from your email marketing and all that, where do they go to exactly? This will be the address up here. All right. So how do we edit this page? Very simple. We just click on edit, or edit in a new tab. Personally, I like to edit in a new tab. I don't want to edit on the spot here. So I'll click on edit in the new tab, and you're going to see that the page builder is being loaded. All right. It should be fairly fast because we have nothing going on. All right. So here we are. This is the page builder layout. All right. So far we've already created a site and our first blank page.